I know that you founded another organization called Elders.
The Elders.
With Richard Branson.
With Richard Branson.
And also launched by Nelson Mandela, I think.
Yeah.
How was it?
Well, I think that's from growing up as a kid and thinking superheroes can come and sort out problems. But there were people, I mean, there was a sense that there are people who have wisdom and some experience from their life who could offer good advice and maybe help shift things a little bit. But it's quite hard if they're, you know, on their own. And so we have some former heads of state, you know, Mandela launched it with Graça Machel, his wife, and they invited a group in which included Tutu and Jimmy Carter, Muhammad Yunus originally, Gro Brundtland, who's, you know, really the first head of state to take the environment seriously, Mary Robinson, you know, famous for human rights work too. We had Lakhdar Brahimi, you know, originally from Algeria, but, you know, very good negotiator.
What was the name?
Lakhdar Brahimi, I'm probably pronouncing
Brahimi, okay.
Yeah. Then Cardoso from Brazil. We now have Zedillo from Mexico, and Hina Jahani from Pakistan, and I'm sure I've left out somebody. Oh, Marty Ahtisaari from Finland, but he's also, and so many of these are won Nobel Prizes, but they're extraordinary people. And
there's somebody from Turkey, no?
Not yet, but I mean the elders now select other elders. So, but I think, I mean the dream is that you have this technological world. Suddenly, for the first time, we can picture pretty much everybody having a smartphone. You know, they're going to be smartphones for $10 very soon.
Yeah.
So then what do you do with that? And I think you can have popular movements that are connect global citizens.
It's beautiful.
And they need representation. I mean, the elders currently, you know, help in conflict resolution. You know, now they're fighting for climate change and women's rights, but many particular problems. But I am still very hopeful that we can build a sort of global citizenry movement, and that they might be able to represent the voices of the voiceless. Because for so long governments have been able to say, okay, we're the bosses of our territory, and anything that happens inside is an internal affair. You go away, don't tell us what to do, you know, this is our property. And every government acts like this, but, well, some more than others. But now I think we have the possibility to see a time where global citizens will say to governments, like there's a guy named Bill Browder. He, his grandfather was the head of the American Communist Party. And then he became the biggest venture capitalist, non-Soviet capitalist in Russia. But as he discovered corruption, he exposed it, and his lawyer found a lot of evidence, and his lawyer was murdered. So he then campaigned for a bill in America at first, but hopefully to roll out in the world, where those people that were confirmed that had something to do with Magnitsky's death shouldn't travel to the US, shouldn't be able to educate their kids there, and shouldn't be able to hold bank accounts. Now, if you imagine global citizens campaigning really hard, but their governments don't allow people that are, you know, the bad guys into their country, no visas, no bank accounts, no education, no shopping, then suddenly you start to imagine a time where ordinary people can have real leverage over governments, and that you don't get governments at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
You get the people at the top.
Yeah.
And governments are supposed to be servants of the people.
Yeah.
And we need to remind them of that
That's
very
beautiful.
regularly.
I will pleased to be the part of it.
Yeah.
In the future,
Great.
It's an
Thank you.
honor to be there.
Well, it's a dream still, but
Yeah.
I think it's closer to happening.
Yeah, that's great. Your interest is to percussion.
I love drums. Yeah, I was a terrible
it's
drummer.
legendary. But
Yeah,
I know.
I wish my playing was legendary,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's my enthusiasm.
Yeah, but I mean, we can say like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and what is the drums? This gated drum sound.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I believe you have buried all the cymbals. You know.
Yeah.
And
Well, I always like to try different things, and I think sometimes when you, I mean, I actually like cymbals, but sometimes when you, let me come at it another way.
to make music more dark or mysterious, that's why.
Well, also, I think if you want to castrate an artist, you say, you are free to do anything,
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do. You know, you can do anything. Okay,
What I'm gonna do.
right. But if you say to an artist, now, here's something, you can't go here,
Yeah.
you can't do this, and you mustn't do that, then they think, oh, well, maybe I can find a way.
Yeah.
You know, because I think we're devious people. And so sometimes it's good. You make a rule. You say, okay, to the drummer, right, you're not allowed to play cymbals. I'm going to take all the cymbals
Yeah,
away.
that's right.
And now you have to do something different. And they think, oh,
The creativity.
yeah, suddenly.
Let's grow up, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you need to have your hands
yeah,
tied
yeah.
before you start thinking differently.
That's beautiful.
So this is the idea.
This is your thought of revolution in any way.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, it's great. I really appreciate that. Okay, in my opinion, a very human point of view is you have opted to stay with your sick daughter and your wife rather than going on tour with Genesis.
It was making an album at the time. Yeah, but that was, you know, I can't imagine anybody not putting their family first.
Yeah, of course.
But people, I mean, and sometimes the job makes it impossible. But yeah, for me, I made that decision. You know, we thought we were going to lose her, so there was no question.
Of course.
That's where I have to be, and but at that time, although Phil had a kid, most of the band didn't really understand this. They thought I was just
I understand that. Yeah.
being a singer and being difficult like usual.
Yesterday I was watching on TV here in London, and I saw interviewing Phil Collins.
All right, yeah.
And he said that we're gonna make a tour with Genesis, with Peter Gabriel, with all the old friends together. Is it true?
Oh. Yeah. We talked about it at one point, but and then I just thought it was growing to be a bigger thing, you know, because we have no problems now. We are friendly with each other, and there's no issue like that. But it's quite a commitment of time. You know, we tried when I did this World Music Festival, WOMAD, originally.
I was asking now.
Yeah, well, we you know, went bankrupt and we lost a lot of money, and I didn't have that sort of money then. So Genesis were generous enough to offer to redo, you know, the band as a fundraiser for WOMAD. So that's how we paid off most of the debts at that time. But I learned then, because they were on tour, we didn't rehearse enough. Because, well, it's the same story, but I think to get, you know, decent standard, you need to remember, particularly when you haven't played things for a long while. So I thought, actually, it might be a lot of work. I mean, so there's nothing planned, and we're all getting older all the time, but so I think it's unlikely, but not impossible.
That's good. We hope to see you anyway all together in some tour, and I think that everybody wants this, to watch you. And you know, when the years passed, you know, when you get older, and all the fights in the old years, you know, we forget everything, you know, and sometimes
Although
we can get
it's funny though, because we did this music, when they were re-releasing, we redid a version of Carpet Crawlers. And being back in the studio, we just got into the same roles that we had done at school, in the band, and now, you know, he's like,
yeah, I know.
But we can laugh at them, you know, which was different.
I was just asking, can you tell us WOMAD? How is going WOMAD now?
WOMAD is now, for many years, it was a bit up and down and always going to go out of business, but now it seems solid, and we have Australia and New Zealand too, which have just happened, and they went really well, best ever. And I think, you know, in England now it's very strong. So, and there are a lot of other countries we're being asked to do it in. So, for me, that's still exciting. You know, that it's again, I think, a bit of an old hippie dream, but of integrating people and finding different ways to work together, and enjoying the differences.
But it's now a very well-known organization, this WOMAD.
In some places. Yeah. I think we've been lucky that, you know, we've been able to export it. So no, they're a good group of people.
Then, thank you very much.
No, my pleasure.